What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to Comic Breakdown. In this video, we are jumping into the brand new issue number 1, Vengeance of the Moon Knight. This is the return of Moon Knight. Now, this will be a continuation of Jed MacKay's story, the 30-issue series that we got of Moon Knight. If you didn't check that out, I highly recommend that you do so. In fact, we have a full video covering the entire 30-issue run, but the quick gist of it, Moon Knight died. Khonshu in prison in Asgard, unable to help his child, unable to help his Fist of Khonshu, with Moon Knight saving the entire city by his death. All orchestrated by the third iteration of Black Spectre. And with Moon Knight's death, we have Reese, who is taking over the Midnight Mission. Now, she is not becoming Moon Knight. Reese and the others are simply filling in, doing the duties of the Midnight Mission, continuing on the wishes of Moon Knight. But what happens when a new Moon Knight arrives? One that has no memory of any of the members of the Midnight Mission. And this Moon Knight has come for blood. So, make sure you guys have subscribed to the channel, make sure that you like this video, and with that being said, let's dive into this breakdown. Alright gang, we have Reese, who is sitting down with Moon Knight's therapist. She is starting her story from the beginning. Reese is letting us know that after Moon Knight had died, Mark, Jake, Steven, they didn't know what to do. They didn't have a body. None of them had any family. And Mark was a man of two gods. Neither he was on good terms with. They did the only thing that they could think to do. They sat Shiva for him. For all of them. And for a guy who said he didn't have any friends, there's a lot of people that showed up for his funeral. For his sitting Shiva, they sat for 7 days. For 7 days, they couldn't go out and work. So Captain America and all the others, they helped pick up the slack. And when it was over, it was time for them to go back to work. But she didn't decide to call herself Moon Knight. She doesn't think she's a Fist of Khonshu. She doesn't even think that she's a superhero. She simply has a job to do, a job that she inherited. And she dropped out of college. But she is a vampire, she can live forever. So college, this is something that she thinks she can just do later on. She will be 19 years old forever. So going back to college, she can choose to do at any point in time. Without wasting time getting to work, the first one she goes against is Mr. Sulk and Mr. Smile. With Soldier and Reese fighting against these two, they quickly learn that they are out of their league. These two are demons. And in their defeat, we have the arrival of Hunter's Moon. The best way to get rid of a demon is by using a priest. Saying his prayer, we have Hunter's Moon that banishes these two demons, sending them back to the dungeon dimension. Now, Reese is compelled by duty to continue on Moon Knight's work, same as Soldier and Hunter's Moon. Tigra, she's out for vengeance, because her and Moon Knight kind of just started dating. They found their footing, they found their relationship, they were actually happy. And then Moon Knight was taken from her by Black Spectre. And so Tigra is on the warpath. She is hunting Black Spectre, and there is not a soul that will stand in her way, not even Reese. Reese even comes to her and tries to let her know, do you really think this is what Mark would have wanted? But in Tigra's eyes, it doesn't matter what he wanted. He is dead. And now she is the only one out here trying to hunt down the man that killed him. It's fair to say that there is definitely tension between Tigra and Reese. But the reason that Reese isn't out here trying to avenge anybody's death is because Reese doesn't believe that Moon Knight is dead, or at least not permanently dead. Moon Knight is a man that always comes back, and the Fists of Khonshu, they don't die. And even with Khonshu currently imprisoned, Reese says that they will knock down the door of Asgard if they need to. If that's what it takes to get him back, she is more than willing to do so. But this brings them back to what they actually wanted to talk about, and that is 8-Ball. Now, 8-Ball was given an opportunity, a second chance at life by Moon Knight. He has joined the Midnight Mission. He has joined the Moon Knight crew. But 8-Ball got attacked. 8-Ball being thrown through the window of the Midnight Mission. When they rush over to him, He says that he couldn't get away, that there's no way that it could have been him. Hunter's Moon going in and assessing all of 8-Ball's wounds. This is when they hear a voice saying that vampires and supervillains, in my territory, in my house. Reese didn't come to the therapist because she needed some help. She came here because she is afraid. Not afraid that Mark won't come back. She's afraid that he already has. She's afraid that Moon Knight has returned, but wrong, because they don't recognize the Moon Knight that they saw that night. This is where he appears before them. He lets them know that he is Moon Knight, and they all need to get out of his house. And that will be the end of this issue. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. So what do you guys think? Is this in fact Mark Spectre returned without his memories? Or could this be somebody else? Now, in Timeless, the one shot that we get annually at this point, it shows us a glimpse of Marvel Comics what is yet to come. And in there, we see a final battle, one between the immortal Moon Knight and Luke Cage Power Man. Is it possible that this new Moon Knight is in fact Danny Rand? Maybe that's just coincidence. Khonshu currently imprisoned, it would be hard to figure out how he bestowed new powers upon a new fist of Khonshu, which leaves the second option that this is in fact Mark Spectre, but maybe not the Mark Spectre we know. Maybe it's not Mark or Jake or Steven. Maybe it's another personality, one that doesn't know everybody else, one that only knows about Midnight Mission. He is coming in here much like Hunter's Moon first arrived, when he saw that Mark was working with vampires, that he was saving vampires. Hunter's Moon was not happy about it, but he quickly learned to understand what Mark was actually doing. That some of these vampires, they were turned against their will, but they have no means or want of hurting innocent people. Will this Moon Knight learn the same thing? We definitely see that he is a punch first, ask questions later type of Moon Knight. Poor 8-Ball got the full brunt of his wrath. So many questions left on the table, but this was a very promising first issue, and I look forward to seeing what happens with Moon Knight. Let me know your thoughts, let me know your theories. If you would like to get completely caught up on everything going on with Moon Knight, check out the link in my description as well as the top of this video. It's gonna get you completely caught up on everything going on with the Midnight Mission and all of our heroes. If you would like to support the channel, you can always do so by joining the channel membership. Much like Patreon, having multiple different tiers, from $1 to $50, from loyalty badges to comics every single month. Not only are you helping out the channel tremendously, but you are getting tons of perks in the process. Now, if you're unable to do this, do me a favor, subscribe to the channel, like this video, hit that notification bell, and with that being said, until the next breakdown.